Good morning, students. Welcome to today's class. In today's class, I am going to explain you the development of monocot embryo. In the last class, we have discussed development of dicot embryo. In today's class, I am going to discuss with you development of monocot embryo. Like in dicot embryo, in monocot embryo also the development starts with a single cell zygote. The zygote is single cell which is diploid. The single cell diploid zygote divides into two cells. But one cell divide further and another cell not divide. And because of that, what happens? There are three cells are forming. There are three cells are forming. Three cells are formed. So what are these three cells? The cell towards the chalazal end is called the terminal cell. The cell towards the micropylar end is called the basal cell. The cell towards the micropylar end is called the basal cell. There is one more cell in between these two cells. This cell is called the middle cell. This is called the middle cell. But in dicot embryo, there were only two cells. One is terminal cell and basal cell, and only those two cells have contributed whole structure of embryo. But in case of monocot embryo development, the development starts with the three cells. The cell towards the chalazal end is called the terminal cell. The cell towards the micropylar end is called the basal cell. And in between these two cells, there is one more cell that we call the middle cell. The basal cell is not going to do anything in monocot embryo. It's only enlarging little bit in the size, but not contributing any part in the embryo. In the same way, terminal cell is contributing only the formation of cotyledon. From the terminal cell, only cotyledon is forming. No other parts of the embryo is developing from this cell. But all the parts, most of the parts are deriving from this middle cell. The most of the parts means, what are those parts? The parts are fluid, epicotyle, radical, hypocotyle, and even plus suspensor. So all these structures are derived from the middle cell. Let us draw the diagram of these cells, how they are going to change. The basal cell is enlarging little bit in size, and the middle cell is dividing and forms the mass of cells. It forming mass of cells. A group of or mass of cells are forming by the continuous division of the middle cell. And terminal cell is giving only cotyledon. Is useful in giving only cotyledon. This is called the cotyledon. This one is later going to form a cotyledon, and all these structures are forming from this middle part, and this one is called the basal cell, which is little bit enlarged. And this importance of basal cell is it fixes on the embryo sac and absorb the nourishment. Now let us observe the changes which takes place after this stage. So the mass of cells are turned into the embryo. So this is a small structure of basal cell, and here is this mass of cells of the middle cells are turned into this structure, and cotyledon forming here. Cotyledon is forming here. Means cotyledon is lateral inside. In between these, there are some cells are forming. These cells are called the suspensor cells. These cells are called the suspensor cell, and tip region is called the radicle. This tip region is called the radicle. This radicle is covered with many protective sheet. When radicle is covering with a many protective sheet, this is called the coleorhiza. This protective sheet covering is called the coleorhiza, which protect the radicle. In the same manner, in the upper portion, the plumule is also covered with some protective layers, and this portion is called the coleoptile. This is called the coleoptile, and this is the portion where the cotyledon is connected to the embryonal axis, and this is called the cotyledon node. And region above this cotyledon cord, this region is called the epicotyle. This is called the epicotyle, and region below this cotyledon connection is called the hypocotyle. This is called the hypocotyle. When this embryo further develops or gets towards the maturity, these suspensor cell and basal cells are degenerating. These two structures are degenerating. And then what is the structure which is remaining after the degeneration of these parts? So the embryonal axis will be there. Embryonal axis, and a protective layers are there on both the ends, and this is the cotyledon. The plumule is protected with the protective layers, and these protective layers together called the coleoptile, and radicle is also covered with some of the protective layers, and this portion is called the coleorhiza. This is called the cotyledon. Cotyledon node. This portion is called the epicotyle, and this one is called the hypocotyle. Here some of the words are new to us, because in dicot embryo we have not seen these words. They are coleoptile and coleorhiza. These two new words, these are two new words in monocot embryo, because we have not seen these two words in the dicot embryo. In the same way, we also see one more word. The single cotyledon in grasses is called the scutellum. In monocot embryo, in some of the grass family, this cotyledon is membranous structure, and this membranous single cotyledon is called the scutellum. So we are using scutellum only in monocot embryo. Now where this embryo is placed in the mature seed? Let us see the structure of a mature seed. If you observe any maize seed structure, now I am going to draw the structure of a maize seed. It is divided into two parts. One small compartment and one is large compartment. The large compartment is filled with the endosperm. The large compartment is filled with the endosperm. This is endospermic part. Endosperm is here. And outermost layer of this endospermic part is called the alveolon. This portion or this layer is called the alveolon layer. Alveolon layer. The cells of alveolar layer also triploid. And one more important point is this alveolon is also endospermic, but it is proteinaceous endosperm. Proteinaceous endosperm. So students, you have to take care of all these things, because these are very important for your competitive exams like NEET and CET. But this inner endosperm is starchy. It is in starchy, which is also triploid because it is derived from the triploid cell. And this embryo has placed in this small compartment. This embryo has placed in this small compartment. Here, this embryo, which has coleorhiza, coleoptile. This portion is called coleoptile, and this portion is called the coleorhiza, and this is cotyledon, or we may also call the scutellum, epicotyle and hypocotyle regions. So this is a completely mature seed structure along with the embryo. Now we can compare the development of dicot embryo with the monocot embryo, because there are a lot of variations in the development of dicot embryo and monocot embryo. Now let us make out such differences. First we start with this cell. So when single cell zygote divides in dicot embryo, it divides into two cells. One is terminal cell, another one is basal cell. And these two cells are contributing in the embryo development. But in case of monocot embryo, there is one additional cell, that is middle cell. So we have not seen middle cell in the dicot embryo. So we can see only in the monocot embryo that middle cell, and which is very important because most of the parts of the embryo have contributed from this middle cell. This is one very important difference between dicot embryo and monocot embryo development. Other differences. What are the other differences? In dicot embryo, terminal cell is used in the formation of globular embryo part. So dermatogen, hypocotyle, epicotyle, plumule, all those parts are derived from the terminal cell in dicot embryo. But in monocot embryo, the terminal cell is used only in the formation of cotyledon. Only cotyledon is derived from this terminal cell. Other parts are not derived from this cell. And basal cell. In dicot embryo, basal cell is used for the formation of important structure like hypophysis, suspensa and the posterior cell. But in monocot, the basal cell is not doing anything. Such structures are not formed by the basal cell in monocot embryo development. Here, so there are again some of the difference. We can see the only single cotyledon, which is also lateral to the embryonal axis and which is membranous, and it is not stored any food. But in dicot, the cotyledons are two and they are rich with stored food, but such things are not here. And we can also see the coleoptile and coleorhiza in monocot, but these two parts or words were not in the dicot embryo. So we also see the alveolar layer here, but alveolar layer was not in the dicot embryo. So these are some of the differences between the dicot embryo development and monocot embryo development. So here I am going to conclude the development of embryo. The last class, in the next class we will discuss about the seed structure, advantage, all those things in the next class. Thank you.